Works. I'm Greg Mipps. We're continuing reassembling our transmission for our 1953 International Super H, and I have everything pretty much ready to go. We still have to put the power takeoff assembly in. I have that all cleaned up and ready to go. I have the tops all ready. But before I can put this together, I noticed when I was taking this apart, and it's the only one I've had it happen to me, I had a bolt break on me on the power takeoff. This actually is where the cover attaches to. It's not really a vital point, but I need to get that out of there. And I did take and I heated the living daylights out of this bolt, hoping that would loosen it up. I grabbed it with a pair of vice grips. It still would not come out. So at this point, my only choice is to take and drill it out, unfortunately. So I'm over here at my drill press. I probably could do it at my bench with a handheld drill, but at least if I have it here on my drill press, I know that it will be square, and I don't want to damage any of the threads in there. I want to try to get this bolt out without putting any damage to those if I can at all. So what we'll do is we'll drill out the center of this. I have my center mark there, however center it might be. They never end up dead center, but we'll just keep enlarging the hole until we get to the point where we can fold this bolt in on itself and pull it out of there. But I've got 3/32 drill. It's brand new here. Like I said, I'm on my drill press so that I know that it's square. So we'll get some lubrication oil on this and we'll start drilling this out. So we'll just get it lined up. I'm going to put a little bit of cutting oil in here, just because this is always the hardest part of this. And hopefully I'm semi-centered. We'll just go slow. It's kind of tough holding on to this. Be coming out on the other side here any second now. Key thing is to take your time. Don't go too fast. You do not want to snap this drill off in there, because then you'll really have a problem. And I've done that before. We've made it through on the other side. So now I'm just gonna go a couple sizes up on my drill, and we'll just slowly and progressively open up this hole. That drill has a point on it. That last drill that I grabbed did not have a very good point on it, so hopefully this one will. I'm actually going to grab a clamp to clamp this down, because whenever I put down pressure on it, it tends to want to do this with it. So I'm going to see if I can't throw a clamp on it here, just to keep it from moving around. Just going to grab one of these quick clamps here. Some cutting oil in here. Hopefully this drill has a point on it. Let's see what it does. I think that's better. These are cobalt drill bits, so I make sure that I have the drill turning fairly slow, but I keep constant pressure on them. And if you don't go through pretty easily and pretty quickly, that's how you know you got a dull drill bit like I had. I'm just going to pour just a little bit more oil in there to get us through. We're almost through. going to go a little bit bigger. Look on the other side and make sure that we're still fairly centered. Yeah, you can see that we're pretty centered there. So we're doing pretty good. This might be the last drill size that will go. Like I said, I want to try not to take out any of the threads that are there. I just want to weaken this enough that I can fold that, what's left of that bolt inward. Except I forgot my clamp. There we go. That is not the sharpest drill that I've got. You can tell just by the way it's resisting going in. Let's see if we can power through this. Smoke, a lot of friction, but we got through to the other side. I might see if we can go just a bit bigger. I want to weaken that bolt up the best that I can. We are fairly centered, so let's see if we can go just a little bit bigger. I don't want to grab that drill bit just yet. I'm sure it's plenty warm. Let that guy cool off. That's why it's important that you keep your drill bit sharp. I'm horrible about that, as you can see. And I got a light here that doesn't want to play. Alright. Get this lined up and we'll have one more go at it. We'll open that hole up just a bit more. Okay, throw some cutting oil on here. Tighten this drill up enough. I think we are there. I don't think we're going to go any larger. Got this light that's having a seizure on me too. It's making me crazy. There we go. That's pretty good. I think what we can do now is we'll take it over to the workbench. We'll get a punch and maybe a chisel, and we'll fold it in on itself, and it'll come right out of there. Let's go over to the workbench and do that. So I got the power takeoff over here at the workbench now. We drilled out the middle of this bolt. I'm just going to take a hammer and a chisel and a punch, just see if I can get it to fold in on itself and see if we can get it to just come right out of there. Just work around. See if I can get it with the chisel. There it goes, it's starting to fold. That might break off with the chisel, but that's okay. We'll be able to get the pieces out. Let's have a look where we got. I know it's still in there. And it does not want to come out easily. It's definitely fighting the whole way. I may have to take and drill it all the way out, which I hate to do, but I may not have much of a choice. Like I said, it was really tough to get it. I think that's what we're gonna do. We have to go back to the drill press and we'll just take and drill it out the rest of the way. I think that's about the best way it's gonna come out at this point. It's what I'd rather not do if I can all avoid it. I just don't want to mess up the threads at all. But what we'll do is we'll take it up little by little. We keep checking it, see if we can get it to come out. Maybe before I leave here to go to the drill press, let me see if I can punch it in at all. Just hard to hold on to because it won't fit in my vise. And I kind of need it to sit up this way. I don't know if I'll be successful. Let's give it a try. Yeah, it's not wanting any part of it. We'll just take it back to the drill press. We're going to take and we'll just drill it completely out. Sometimes you can get them to fold in on themselves. I thought we had taken enough of it out. Like I said, this has been stubborn since the get-go. And obviously it's going to be that way all the way through. So we'll just take and go back to the drill press. We'll drill it completely out. We'll re-tap it and then we won't have to worry about it. So we're back here at my drill press. It's 3/8/16 is the hole size. The tap size for that tap is 5/16 drill. So I'm going to make sure that we don't go up any larger than that. I think right now I've got a 9/32 drill up in here, which is two drills away from 5/16. So what we're going to do is take our time and just open it up little by little. 5/16 will be the biggest that we ever get. So let's start off with this and see what opening this up will do. Sometimes if you get to the size of it, it may take and pull that coil right out. Sometimes they don't come out, they fight you the whole way. You have to drive them out with the tap as you tap them. But let's see where we get on this. I'm not over my hole in the center. So I'm going to reposition this real quick. Let's see if I can swing this in here. There we go. We're a little happier. Let me tighten up my table. And we're just going to go through one more time. All right, there we go. That was the, what size did I say it was? 9/32 drill. I'm going to take and go up one more size. To, looks like 19/64. And this is one drill away from 5/16. Put some cutting oil on it. take a look at it real quick before we run a 5/16 through it. I think we'll probably just end up doing it anyhow. But let me pull it off of here and have a look. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and finish it off. We're pretty close. I'm not concerned about whether or not we'll have enough thread there. I think we'll be fine. At least we'll know that we'll have a good tap hole and it'll be good and clean. And that old piece will be out of there. So let me take and get that 5/16 drill. Which looks like it's in pretty good shape. Worst thing in the world is to have dull drills, which I seem to have a lot of those. And I have no excuse for it because I have a drill sharpener too. You would think that I would be a little bit better off than I am. Make sure we line up here. Perfect. Let me throw some cutting oil on here. And here we go. There we go. Now we have a nice clean hole in there. It's going to be, the threads are not going to be perfect on it. They're going to be a little undersized, but it'll be more than enough to hold the bolt that's going in there. Like I said, this just holds the PTO shield on. It's nothing structural. I'll have a look real quick at what we got. And yep, I'm pretty happy with what we got here. What we'll do is we'll take and knock off any edges. We'll take a chisel, go back over to the workbench, knock off any sharp edges that we might have, and then we'll take and run a tap through it. So let's go over to the workbench. So we're back at the workbench here. I got it clamped in. Got a little chisel here. I'm just going to see if I can fold in what's left of the wall. And as usual, it's going to fight it the whole way. I think I got it starting to come in on this side here. There we go. Sure was tough, I'll tell you that right now. It is not up for coming out of there. Now I'm able to fold it in. It's not easy, but it is folding in, at least on that side. This side still seems to not want any part of it. There it goes. Just punch this out of here. There it goes. There's what's left of our bolt right there. Pretty crazy, huh? We got it out though. Now what we'll do is we'll take and run a tap through here. We'll cut some new threads in there. I'm sure it'll pick up on the old threads that were in there, so I'm not worried about a bolt fitting in there loosely in the future. I think we'll be in good shape. Let me get a 3/8/16 tap, and we'll run it through here. So I got my 3/8/16 tap here. Just going to put a little cutting oil on it. Help it go through a little bit smoother. If you don't have a tap and die set, I couldn't give a higher recommendation as a good investment. I don't know how I'd ever would have lived without mine. It is an absolute necessity. I use mine constantly. And as you can see, I've already picked up the old threads that actually went in fairly easily. I'm not really cutting, kind of more chasing the threads that were there. And we're going to get through, make sure we're in full cutting teeth. Always forget that that's only crimped on one side. Alright, we are in there, we're in good shape. Let's take and back it out. Take that out by hand at this point. Have a quick look in here. Make sure that I did cut some threads in there. Yep, I can see threads. And just to test it, just going to grab a 3/8 bolt. It goes in nice and easy, just as it should. It doesn't really wobble. It's pretty solid. We're going to be in good shape now. We go to bolt our PTO shield on. Alright, that is done. Get this 3/8 bolt out the rest of the way. Now what we can do is start putting this back together, and we'll get it put into the back of the tractor. We'll get this transmission closed up finally. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm way ready to close it up. And we are right there and able to do that. So let's get this over and we'll start putting the innards together on it and we'll get it attached.